Good morning, Guy Peplow here, and I'm talking this morning about an enormous topic, which is watercolour painting, but focusing on the watercolour as a medium, which we see in this exhibition of Modern Masters Women. I mean, watercolour has a medium that's been around for a very long time, and perhaps for some of that time, watercolour was regarded almost as an inferior medium and something which the amateur would occupy the territory of watercolour as a sort of attribute of a sort of educated person, particularly an educated woman. I do recall, I'm afraid, some people from Yorkshire, but nothing against people from Yorkshire at all, but in the gallery and looking at an exhibition of ours, and which they didn't approve of, and said, I don't like modern art, I don't like modern art, I like watercolours. So in that sense, watercolour has had a troubled history as it's understood, but a very distinguished history. You look back at some of our greatest artists, like Turner, obviously an enormous commitment to watercolour in his era. And in Scotland, there's a terrific tradition of water-based media. And you look at the Edinburgh School, for example, William Gillis, Anne Redpath, Robin Phillipson, who each had separate watercolour studios, dividing their practice between oil and watercolour. Elizabeth Blackadder, we come to her quickly because she is such a significant figure in Scottish painting and in this exhibition. We have some lovely examples. I'll tell you another little story. We had a festival exhibition of Elizabeth's a number of years ago, and a couple of Morningside ladies were sort of going around the exhibition and mainly looking at the labels and the prices, and plucking away, oh, maybe look at the prices, shocking. And one of them stood back and then stood forward, looking closely at a lovely typical watercolour, not unlike the one behind me of flowers, where Elizabeth's practiced to use a little bit of pencil before she applies the watercolour. And the woman looked closely at this picture and said, oh, Mabel, look, she just colours them in. She does considerably more than colour them in. Other artists in this exhibition who work principally in watercolour, we have Claire Harkis, we have Emily Sutton, and it's a wonderful expressive medium, and it has a great other attribute, which is its portability. All you really need is a board and a rucksack, and you can go and make your work wherever you like. Equally in the studio, you can sit with the board on your knees and work for long periods. It's a terrific medium. One of the artists in this exhibition who works more or less exclusively in watercolour is, of course, Angie Lewin. And she has an exhibition of new work with us in October, which we're very much looking forward to. We have two wonderful examples, though, in Modern Masters Women. This one I like in particular, the Junk, 1951, referencing the Festival of Britain. And you can certainly see in her work that she's part of a tradition of watercolour painting that includes illustrators, artists like Edward Borden, and so on. She is a supreme exponent of this wonderful, subtle watercolour painting, and she's something we're delighted to be able to include in Modern Masters Women. And certainly in Scotland, a lot of artists, women artists, have made a huge commitment to the Watercolour Society, the RSW. People like Kate Downey, obviously Victoria Crowe, and in that, again, they're signalling the significance of the medium, and the range of their abilities is shown across these mediums, because it's a very difficult medium. It has to work, as the Italians say, alla prima. You can't really go back and work into a watercolour very much afterwards. You'll find that very difficult, because extraordinary technical mastery that you see from some likeness of Blackadder is very, very well won, hard won through long experimentation. So, worth saying also that in Glasgow, a strong tradition of watercolour as a medium. People like Sandy Gowdy working with watercolour and gouache, David Donaldson, and Christine MacArthur today, who is a superb painter on paper as well as on board and canvas. So much to enjoy, I think, in this exhibition, and to consider about the variety of different media that these artists are able to use to make their wonderful works of art.